This is what I kind of know. There's so many people on earth that have yet to find their hidden powers. And it took me time, it took me a while, but I always kind of knew, there are some people that saw things in me before I even saw them in my damn self. I said this before in a video. I had girls in my grade 8 class. Girls. Because women smart, bro. They're definitely not stupid. They're smart. They can see certain things. And I had lots of girls in my class at that time telling me, I could see you being a youth worker, I could see you being a counselor, I could see you being a psychologist, I could see you being all these types of things. And I never knew what to think about that at the time. But coming into high school, coming on the end of high school, coming on, maybe a year or two out, I started to realize the number one thing I wanted to do with my life is just help people. I didn't know how. That's just what I wanted to do. And I was on a path. Even when I was saying those same things, it just was not my path. And like I said, man, there's so many people in the world who have yet to unlock those powers. I know my own. And I could tell you guys that. It is my ability to help people, to break things down, ultimate self-awareness, and number one, my creativity and imagination. I also have a lot of physical attributes, athletic smarts, street smarts. And these would all fall under the category of my powers that I have unlocked. We're not going to sit here and pretend like we're like dwindling power out of our fingers like some cartoon character type thing, but it's like what I'm talking about power, it's your greatest asset, which is power. That's what power is. It's your greatest asset. Where are you at your most powerful as? If Conor McGregor did not focus on offense heavily in the UFC, he would not have won. If he had more of a defensive approach and he was waiting for his opponents and stuff like this, he would not have won that UFC belt. He would not have won any of the UFC belts that he won. Because his strength was to go forward and knock his opponents clean out. The second that bell rings, to stalk his opponents down and hit them with shots. Don't give them a second to breathe. That was his thing, and he knew it, and he had to go and do it, and he did it. And he even came back to the UFC after taking time off, and he wasn't his same self. He had more of a defensive approach. He was waiting for these top guys that he was fighting against. He was waiting a little bit. He was hesitant and stuff like this. He did not get the victory. When you get away from the things that you're not best at, things in life start to go downhill. And if you stick with the things you're best at, you will be blessed because you're operating in your true nature. And that's the whole point of me making this video, is to wake you guys up to the fact that you have to operate in your true nature. You have to do the things you love, even if you don't get nothing for it at first. So many of us had to put in so much work and we got absolutely nothing. You have to stick with it. You have to continue to do it. Some people are doing things their whole lives that they don't want to do. And they stick with it because it's safe. And of course, we all have to do things from time to time, and I had to myself, that we didn't like to do. That's a part of life, but you can't live your whole life doing things you don't want to do because it's safe. You can't do it. There comes a point where you have to break out of those ways and start operating in your actual power and authenticity. That's when you will be blessed upon measure. And if you want to put a cherry on top, be super disciplined on top of that. And it will get you the victory. Like I said, man, there's things that have made me realize this myself. So many things, even looking back at the past, sometimes people tell us things and we don't really know what they're talking about at that time. I had no idea what those girls meant when they were telling me things like, I could see you being these things. And maybe I'm not even particularly one of those things, but I'm on that path. I'm doing things that is related to those things. So they were right in a sense. They didn't even know what themselves exactly, but I could see you falling in the category of doing this or that, or this is kind of who you are and this is what you're good at and stuff like this. And at that time in school, I was just focused on sports. That's what I really wanted to do. Like, just play sports. And where I come from, brothers, there's no opportunity. There's literally no opportunity. There was a time years and years and years ago, I wanted to move to the United States to pursue MMA. And it just did not work out. For a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And it's because it was not our greatest powers. That was not my greatest power. I might be good at fighting. I might be able to go into these gyms and give these guys a good going. Not the top professionals, but like people that train every single day. I can walk straight into an MMA gym and compete with those guys. I can dominate some of those guys from start to finish, and there's nothing they can do because I'm not physically superior over them. You don't understand what it's like. I train my whole life up to this day like a professional. I eat like a professional. I eat, sleep, and breathe like a professional. You're gonna get professional results. Even though some of these guys might be in these MMA gyms for years straight, practicing, I'm so much further ahead in physical strength and athleticism. No matter how much they train and get better, it's not helping them. It's not helping them against me because I will dominate. I'll use my strengths. I'm not going to go into your wheelhouse. I'm not going to get on the floor and just be all having a jiu-jitsu match and let someone catch me lackadaisy and catch me to submission. I'm going to drill these guys into the ground because that's my strength. And that's another great point of this video. Focus on your strengths. There was coaches that got mad at me for doing that in MMA gyms because it wasn't politically correct. I say politically, but it wasn't the correct way of doing things in their gym, but that's how I would beat these guys, and they didn't like it because I wasn't following what they wanted me to do. And now it's the exact same gym I got kicked out of because I beat his guys and he got mad. Can you imagine a coach getting mad because you beat his athletes? Buddy, your athletes have nothing to do with you. He got butthurt because I was the new guy coming in and put it on some of his guys, not punch them in the face and stuff, but out grappling them. And these guys didn't care. The athletes didn't care. He cared. They didn't care that I was beating them. I was cool with these guys that I was going with. He cared because I come into the gym and I started making his guys look novice. And that's the truth. And he did not like that at all. And he exposed himself. That's probably one of the worst coaches I've ever seen in my life. He sent like a very toxic, negative person. And I tried to have a conversation with this guy to make things right, and we just could not do it. Another reason that path was not meant to be. Everything I went for, everything I tried, it just wasn't it because I was better at something else. You can be really good at something and you can think that's it, this is it. But you might be better at something. And if you are, you will be led along that path. And the path that you think you want will fall off. That's what I've come to know about life. And that's what I share with you guys right now. And keep your eyes peeled, bro. That's a great piece of advice I could give you right now to go on in life. Keep your eyes peeled. Be very self-aware. People say, don't overthink things, just let life go. And yes, but no. You know what I'm saying? You want to think, especially if you're not where you want to be, especially if things ain't the way you necessarily want them to be. You should probably be overthinking at least a little bit. Not in a bad way, just in a way where it's like you're brainstorming. You have things to figure out now. Do you know all the answers? Do you got all the answers yet, buddy? Probably not. There's brainstorming we all have to do. I have many more things to figure out. We all do. And that's the point. It's not overthinking in a bad way. It's not doing anything like that. It's just having a very curious, self-aware mindset, putting things together. Things that seem right, things that feel right. You think about these things a lot. How can I do this? How can I do that? It's thinking, it's brainstorming, it's making things come to pass. It's what it is. And this is very important. And it's also very important to not go down the wrong path. Very important. And sometimes you have to learn a lesson. Sometimes you have to walk that path that's not meant for you to learn that wasn't meant for you. And that's another check off the box. Okay, that wasn't it. Check. That wasn't it. Check. It's got to be this. No, it wasn't that. Check off that box. Okay, it was this one. And that's how things can work. But you will genuinely know if things are meant for you or not. You will know. I came to a point with MMA where it's like, and at the time it hurt. I didn't want to give it up. I was so hyped about it. I hyped up a bunch of people from my hometown about it. People wanted to see me fight. Before I even did YouTube, before I knew any of you guys, there was actual hype around me fighting. There was actual hype. Like, it wasn't just this small little thing that nobody knew about. It was pretty big, bro. Like, I was in it. Like, I wanted it. And it did hurt a lot whenever I put my stuff in a box and knew it was done. It was a sad day. And what did I do? Picked myself up right away and started dabbling with other things. And that's exactly what you do. You start to think, okay, I know for a fact this is not it. I know for a fact. And then you start to get on to other things. And in the process of getting on to other things, that's when you're going to unlock your powers, your hidden powers, because they are hidden. They're not just right up there for you. We're not born and we're like, and God or anybody else is going to tell us our powers. The thing is, if you listen close enough, you will hear these things. That's why it takes ultimate self-awareness, because so many people in the world is just completely gone, completely lost. And when you're on point, it bothers other people, bro. It makes others very uncomfortable. I find it funny too. And I don't mean to pick on women in this short little thing that I'm going to say, but these women that act like they know so much, or I'm not saying women are dumb, but there's a lot of modern day women, bro. They just act just like the shiznit, just like as if like, you guys know what I mean, bro. It's the way they act. It is purely ego based. Like, they're really nothing. I'm sorry to say, and I'm not trying to diminish or devalue women here, but bro, the way they act, like you're so much further ahead. You know so much more. They might even be smart in little ways, sure, but because they're still not completely dumb people, but it's like the way they act. And it's not just women either. Guys definitely do this as well. But it's just so stupid. Like, bro, these individuals are so far away from their self. So far away. And as time goes on, it starts to kind of expose itself, and they start to develop this sense of urgency. That's because they acted in this ego space the entire time, pretending like they had it, pretending that it was it when they didn't have it the entire time. I had to eat shit for 5, 6, 7 years to get things right, which is what a lot of people don't want to go through. I faced the uncomfortable parts about myself and reality in order to really do things right. And that's what a lot of people are not doing today. They hold on to the little bit of nothing they have. They think they have, but they really have nothing. And I'm just speaking facts, bro. Like, it's true. Like, so many people, you have to let go of certain things as young as possible so you can grow as much as possible when you're as young as possible. If this is making sense. That's what you have to do. That's the name of the game. That's how you get ahead in life. That's how you achieve more faster. That's how you become who you're supposed to be faster. That's when your blessings will arrive faster. I had to go through years of absolute hell. And I was focused on it. I was focused in those trenches. Nobody else wants to do it. Everyone else is vacation and acting like life is all set and dandy. I'm in the trenches becoming bigger and better than these people will ever know and will ever become themselves. They could start doing all the right things right now and they'll never catch me, bro, because I'm so far ahead. They're going to have to go 5-10 years of doing the stuff that I did, and I don't ever see them even doing it in the first place. And the reason I say this is because you see so many of these people acting a certain way when you're really not that way. You see it all the time. And it's funny to me because they almost act like as if they know more or they're better than you right now, when you're far, 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 far superior over them. Far superior. If they were literally, they won't talk to you, bro. They won't even sit down and have a conversation with you. They just hide and do the dumbest stuff, thinking they're all cool and jazzy. They could not sit here right now and me across this table. No cameras, no nothing, just me and them. And they could not sit here and have a conversation. This would be very hard for them to do because I would spit facts at them that they could not handle. And I know what these people are like. They don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to let me talk. They don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. They're hiding it, but they're acting like they're so cool. But they're hiding from the truth, but they're acting like they're so cool. This is what I'm talking about. This is how you destroy your life and your future. If you want to be that type of person, be my guest. Go ahead and destroy your life and your future. Nothing's going to change. You're not going to change until you face the uncomfortable parts about yourself, like I did. Very few people know how I actually spent my life the past years. We're talking, bro. There's a lot of pleasures in life that I put on the back end. There's a lot of pleasures that I put on the back end that a lot of people don't ever want to give up. Never. Women being one of them. I had to focus on my life so hard that it just pushed any woman that even wanted to mess with me at all away. That's how it was. I was just in such strict mind frame and mentality. There's no chance that I'm not going to do what I'm going to do. There's no chance. And this is a mindset I share with you guys right now. You have to leave no doubts. No stones unturned, bro. You're going to do what you're going to do in your way. You're going to unlock those powers. You're going to become the man or woman you're supposed to be. And like I said, man, there's a lot of pleasures I had to put on the back shelf. There's a lot of women I had to put on the back shelf. There's a lot of things I had to put on the back shelf. The partying, the booze, whatever else you want to think about. And I don't even want those things now. I don't even want those things. They're very bad for you, and it's just going to destroy your life, your confidence, your rhythm. There's nothing good about it. I almost feel, and I said this in a video I think a couple days ago or yesterday, I feel like I'm back in my younger form again where I don't even want to touch anything. Because I remember what I was like as a kid before I even tried weed once, before I tried nicotine once, before I even let one drop of alcohol touch my tongue. I'm pretty well back to that, bro. And it's crazy. I'm pretty much back to that, and to see how sick the rest of the world really is. Like, I'm this guy, like, we can almost, I'm just like the reflection of perfection almost, bro. And I don't say that to be like cocky or anything like this, but it's like, I run my life in a way that not a lot of people really understand. And when I say the reflection of perfection, what I mean is I'm doing things so right that I see all the wrong that everyone else is doing, and that's just how it is. That's just how it is. Like, I do things so right that I notice all the wrong everybody else does, like, that much more. And I don't mean just some, I have friends that are like pro athletes, bro. And these guys, yeah, they'll drink the odd time, but they're super disciplined. Super disciplined. And it doesn't really affect them. They can get away with it, they can do it, and they're perfectly fine. But it's like, there's some people, bro, all they ever do is the dumbest stuff ever. And you see that. You see how these people are. You see how they become because of it. Like, you can see the darkness in these people, bro. They just, you can tell alcohol overrides their system, and they're someone that they're not, and it's, you can tell how far behind they actually are in self-awareness, in life, in everything. And these be the same people, bro, that have like this ego that really think they're even close to your level. A lot of these people being females, I'm not gonna lie, and I don't mean to pick on women. You see it, bro. You really see this kind of stuff, and it's funny to me. Because with you and your discipline, you know, you're going to make these people hate so much, bro. You're going to make these people hate so much when you go ahead and you do what you do with your life. Oh, you're going to make these people hate so much because they don't really see the truth. And when it unfolds, like it already has time and time again, but it will even more, they're going to get even more pissed. There's a frantic, there's something crazy coming to these people, bro. Like, we all have work to do. I say this a lot. I said this so many times on my channel. We all have so much work to do. It's as if these people think there's no work to do. They do bare minimum, and the rest is just BS in their time. All that time wasted, and all the time that you spent being the reflection of perfection. And what I mean by that is you were doing the right damn things, okay? All the time they didn't do what you did, it's gonna catch up to them, bro, when they get older and older and older, and it's gonna hit them like a ton of bricks. You're gonna be on the mountaintops, and they're gonna be at the lowest of lows. Life is not gonna be good for them. It's gonna be a horror story. And they'll probably continue to take bad actions and cripple themselves even more and more and more into this terrible place that they never want to be in, because they don't have self-awareness and they don't understand life. You have to be a healthy, switched on, turned on type of person, bro. That's the type of person you have to be. Forget about the dumb stuff. Forget about the stuff that's ruining your life. You have a duty on earth. Stop being a dummy. And there's far too many dummies out there today that think they can just do whatever. Go ahead, I guess. Don't come looking at me. Don't come knocking on my door. Get that Volkswagen engine out of my ear. She mad about it. She can't stand them kids. She mad about it. I'm not nobody's baby daddy. I'm not no one's baby daddy. Don't come. What you mad at me for? I didn't even do nothing. But people be mad. People be mad, bro, and you didn't even do nothing. What are you looking at me like that for? What are you mad at me for? I didn't even do nothing. You see, I know what it is. You bet. Oh. Yeah, but I've been dipping and dodging, bro. I ain't doing none of that type of stuff. I ain't no one's baby daddy. I don't have these issues. I don't have the issues of messing up my entire life and existence, you know. Because I was strict. I stayed awake while everyone else didn't want to. I stayed switched on. As dark as it might have been in those trenches, when you're underneath the ground in the trenches, you know, with that little pick, and you're just picking your way through the trenches. It's dark. No one else wants to come down there, bro. Guess what? You're down there chipping away for years and years and years and years and years. You're going to the gold mine. They didn't want to go. Now they have all these problems that you don't have. Everybody has problems, but the thing is they have problems that you don't want to have. They have created their own jail cells that they live in. You have created your own life the way you wanted it to be. There's a big difference. That's why I'm saying, people today in society, I don't care who is watching this video that's hating what I'm saying, loving what I'm saying, whatever. People in society lack critical thinking and self-awareness. Go ahead and take that course for school all you want, buddy. Sissy, go get that degree with that little bit of money. It's not going to save you. But your self-awareness sure as shit will. You understanding the world will. But people don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. And your lack of self-awareness is killing you. So you have to see this through, my boy. Have a better understanding of the world. Those hidden powers that you have can change the whole dynamic of the world. This is not a video to downplay everybody else on earth and all this stuff. This is a video of self-awareness to make you understand, because sometimes these are the lengths we have to go for people to understand things, bro. We have to tell them and call them out on the bad and the wrong things they were doing, which is what I've done, and some people don't want to hear it. Oh my goodness. I can't believe he just said that. It's the truth though, isn't it? I'm just trying to tell you the truth. Which is what love is. I can sit here and tell you, oh, it's no big deal. It's no big deal that you messed up your life. Just, you did this, you did that. Just go over there in the corner. Have a glass of red wine. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Just relax. Just do that. I'm not gonna tell you that BS. Because it's gonna continue to make you worse, and you're only gonna dig a hole even deeper into somewhere where you don't want to be. It's about unlocking your hidden powers as a human being. Individually, we all have these powers, bro. And we have to unlock them. I already told you guys mine. It's time for you guys to figure out yours if you haven't already. It's a never-ending process of self-discovery, bro. It is a never-ending process of self-discovery on earth. Even if you think you have things pretty figured out, there's still more to do, just like there is with myself. I may have quite a few things figured out. There's still a lot more, bro. I'm not even close to done. I'm fiending for more. Fiending for more. There's so much more. The second you think, oh, I won. The second you think, oh, this